Okay.
Okay, is it say it's going live, right?
Yes.
Still connecting on my end. Okay, here we go. Let me close this out.
Okay.
We're good to go. Okay, is it say it's going live, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we're ready to let
Michael Betcher.
Betcher. Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Clifton.
This is case number 200027797 PZ in Ray Fast Annuity Settlement Transfers LLC.
Okay, counsel appearance for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Tragos, appearing on behalf of Fast Annuity Settlement Transfers, LLC.
Okay, and sir, would you state your name for the record, please?
Michael Butcher?
Okay, Mr. Tragos? You may
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. This is our application, motion on our application seeking approval of transfer of structured settlement payment rights. Your Honor, I don't know how you'd like to proceed. I can ask Mr. Butcher a few questions related to the transfer, or I can just explain the terms to Your Honor. There has been an increase in the purchase price to Mr. Butcher in this one.
Well, let's do a brief overview first, and then you can question Mr. Betcher.
Okay.
Okay. Relative to the terms, Mr. Tragos? You're on mute again for some reason. Okay.
Sorry, Your Honor, my Zoom tapped out there for a moment. Were you asking me to ask Mr. Butcher a few questions?
No, first I'd like you to go over the terms, and you indicated that there was a change, so if you could.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Butcher is still seeking to transfer the $110,000 due to him in April of 2033. However, instead of the purchase price being $32,500, he will now receive $53,000, Your Honor. And that increase computes to a discount rate of 5.73%. So it's a significant increase in the purchase price to the benefit of Mr. Butcher.
Okay, so is that the complete, are those total assets, or will he still be receiving something in addition to that?
That is the remainder of the of his annuity, I believe. That is his last payment payable to him in his annuity.
Okay, and you said that the amount which would have been due to him on April 7th, 2033 is 110, but it's being discounted to $53,000 at this time. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Okay, you can proceed. Mr. Betcher, would you raise your right hand, please?
Yes, ma'am.
You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Tragos?
Thank you. Please state your name again for the record, Mr. Butcher.
Michael Butcher,
And how old are you, sir?
27 years old.
Okay, and you currently live in Wayne County, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and we're here today because you're seeking to transfer a lump sum payment due to you in the amount of $110,000 in April of 2033. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in exchange for that payment, you've agreed to accept from my client $53,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that computes to a discount rate of 5.73%. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. And you have waived your right to speak with an attorney or financial advisor. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Butcher, you have one legal dependent, 3 years old. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And your child lives with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And it's my understanding you're using the payment you would receive to purchase a home. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you recently obtained employment. Is that correct?
Yeah, I actually just got a job at a company called ABM. They're a janitorial service, and like with this company, I get 401k, retirement, health plan, healthcare, all sorts of great benefits. It's actually a place I could make a career out of.
Okay. And Mr. Butcher, do you believe that entering into this transaction is in your best interest as well as the best interest of your dependent?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I spoke with you briefly yesterday, prior to the hearing today, and you indicated that you're currently living in um, in a trailer, so you'd prefer to move to a single family home. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would prefer to move to something bigger, and then I've had to do several repairs on this trailer. It's cost me thousands of dollars in the past 3 years. I literally just had my furnace go out this winter, and it's just constantly, I'm constantly giving up money to fix this home. So I'm looking to find somewhere nicer and something that will last.
Okay. And do you wish for the court to approve of this transaction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, that's all I have for Mr. Butcher.
Okay, thank you. And again, Mr. Butcher, I just want to ask you, do you believe that it's in your best interest at this time to compromise your structured settlement from the amount of 110,000 to the amount which would be payable to you in current time in the amount of $53,000?
Yes, ma'am.
And you do want the court to approve this distribution?
Yes, ma'am.
That being said, the court is satisfied with the proofs that have been placed on the record and will approve the approval of transfer and the payout in the amount of $53,000 to Michael Butcher. Mr. Tragos, of course, prepare the paperwork and the order to be presented to the court, and the court will enter the same.
We will do so. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Butcher, do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am. That's all I needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Butcher, you're excused.
Have a good one.
Thank you too. Okay, Mr. Tragos, next we have, I think it's Mr. Bronner?
Okay.
And I think Ms. Clifton, he is present, correct?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Hello, we'll be with you in just a moment.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Clifton.
This is case number 20005-016, PZ in Ray CBC Settlement Funding, LLC.
The council appearances for the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. James Tragos, appearing on behalf of CBC Settlement Funding, LLC.
And sir, would you state your name, please?
Walter Browner.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tragos, let's start with a brief overview of Mr. Bronner's claim.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bronner is seeking to transfer to my client 16 quarterly payments of $2,418.56 beginning January 23rd, 2021 through and including October 23rd, 2024. In exchange for those payments, he has agreed to accept from my client $22,000, the discount rate being 24.97%. Your Honor, this does not exhaust Mr. Bronner's annuity. He's selling quarterly payments, but they actually come in monthly. So he has significant payments coming. In fact, he'll receive $2,418.56 per month, aside from these quarterly ones he's selling through the year 2030.
I'm sorry, through the year what? I didn't hear that.
2030.
2030?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's a monthly payment amount of $2,480.56, I believe you said?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So, and you're indicating that this gross payout of the 22,000 will not affect those monthly payments.
That's correct. It will only affect quarterly of those monthlies from 2021 through 2024 only.
Okay, and that will be a reduced amount to the
During those quarterly months, he will not receive the $2,418.56. But
Okay.
all other months through the year, he'll get them. And then beginning 2025, he'll receive all 12 months of payments.
Okay, so he won't receive 20 now through 2024 a quarterly payment. He'll lose a quarter payment in the amount of $2,418.56, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now let's make sure that Mr. Bronner understands. Sir, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And Mr. Tragos, you may proceed.
Thank you. Please state your name again for the record, sir.
Walter Browner,
And how old are you, sir?
24.
And you currently live in Wayne County, Michigan?
Yes.
Okay, and we're here, Mr. Bronner, because you're seeking to transfer future quarterly payments in the amount of $2,418.56, beginning January 23rd, 2021, through and including October 23rd, 2024. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And in exchange for those payments, you've agreed to accept from my client $22,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that equates to a discount rate of 24.97%. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. And you have two children, ages 4 and 3. Is that correct, Mr. Bronner?
Yes.
Okay. And they reside with you?
Back with split co-parenting.
Okay. And is there a child support order in place, or
No.
is it? No. Okay. And Mr. Bronner, as I mentioned to the court, you understand that this is not your entire annuity that you're seeking to transfer. It's only quarterly
Yes.
for the year 2024.
Yes.
Okay. And it's my understanding, based on a brief conversation with you prior to the hearing, that you'd like to receive this money in order to purchase a vehicle, pay off some debts, and then you want to make some home repairs to investment property you have.
Yes. Yes.
Do you believe that entering into this transaction is in your best interest as well as your children's best interest?
Yes.
You wish for the court to approve of the transaction?
Yes.
Your Honor, that's all I have from Mr. Bronner.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I just want to confirm that you understand that with this payout of 22,000, that will reduce on a quarterly basis from 2021, January 2021 to January 2024, the amount you receive by $2,418.56 per quarter. Do you understand that?
Yes. It's like every 4 months of the month. of the year, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
But you will still receive your other payments, the other 9 months of
Yeah.
8 months.
Yeah.
Nine,
Yes.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's quarterly, right?
Yes.
4 plus 8. Okay, and you do believe it's in your best interest at this time for the court to approve this distribution?
Yes.
Okay. Based on the representations placed on the record, the court is satisfied and the court will approve the transfer of the funds in the amount of 22,000 to Mr. Bronner, and he is full aware of the terms and circumstances surrounding this. And what we'll do is, Mr. Tragos, again, the court will look for the order to be presented to the court. Do you have any? Thank you. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Bronner?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're excused. Okay. And of course, Mr. Tragos will look for the order to be presented.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ah,
Oh, man, what?
you know what, Kimberly?
Oh, my God, we need to get him back.
Yeah. Oh my.
We
Pause.
were paused, Mr.
We weren't
Tragos.
recording.
Oh, my God. My God.
Good old Zoom.
Like I said, I can't be the court reporter, the clerk, the IT person. It's
I'm telling you. It's tough. I mean, it's.
Can we call him right quick and just?
Mr. Triggs, can you call both him and Mr.
Oh, we didn't, the first one wasn't moving? I thought we were recording on, Butcher.
I thought we had the first one.
I don't know. You- you-
Goodness.
Yeah.
Hmm. 'Cause,
I don't know, Kimberly.
okay.
Mr. Bronner. Hi, it's Jim Tragos again. Could you jump back on Zoom if you would be so kind? We didn't record the hearing, so we'll have to do a brief one recorded. So if you could jump back onto Zoom. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. Okay, Mr. Bronner will jump back on and Mr. Butcher as well.
Kim, I don't know. Kim, do you think,
I thought, what's our check? How do we check that?
what, can you see it on the screen?
I
What
can
did-
see paused.
I did.
Can you see pause, Mr. Tragos? I don't know if he can see that, Kim.
I do not see that.
Okay.
I see live on YouTube.
But I mean, it's got to be a way to check and see if there was an
Not-
actual recording made.
Not until after I turn it off altogether. You see what I'm?
The first one I saw, it said recording on. I saw like a little red dot that said recording.
You did?
I
Okay.
did before the Mr. Butcher's hearing. And I don't know if that just continues through, but I did see a little red dot that said recording.
Okay, well, look now, and I'm gonna put it on record and let me know what you see. Do you see
Now,
it?
yes, I see it says recording.
Okay, great. So we did his.
Okay, so then we'll
Okay.
just do, yep,
Mr.
Mr. Bronner. You
Yeah.
think, Judge, I should just, I can ask him, or, maybe we can just make a record indicating
Yeah,
that we helped.
let me swear him in and make a record, and then
Okay.
we know the terms.
Okay.
Do you want Judge to go to another, or do you want to wait for him, Mr. Bronner? I have two others waiting.
What's your pleasure, Mr. Triggs? You want to go ahead and do the others and come back to him?
That sounds good to me, Judge, sure.
Okay. So I'm going to bring in Kiara Watkins.
Wait, let me make sure I have the right one in front of me.
That's the one ending in 208, Judge.
208. Yeah, I did. Okay. So I'm going to start the recording now so I don't forget. Okay, Ms. Clifton. And you see it, Mr. Tragos?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Uh-oh. There she is.
Okay, whenever you're ready, Kimberly.
She's still connecting to audio. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me unmute her. Ms. Watkins, will you unmute yourself? There we are. This is
Yes, I'm
case number.
sorry. I don't know how to work this thing.
Okay, you're fine. We hear you. This is case number 20002-208 PZ In Re Apis Management LLC.
Okay, council appearance for the record.
James Tragos appearing on behalf of Apis Management LLC.
And ma'am, would you state your name for the record?
Kiera Watkins.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tragos, could you please give us an overview of the transfer relative to Ms. Watkins?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Watkins is seeking to transfer from her annuity life contingent payments of $675 beginning November 2039 through and including October 2059. And the payment she's agreed to accept from my client is $7,990. And as I mentioned, the life contingent payments the payments are life contingent, would only be payable to Ms. Watkins if she were living during that time frame. If Ms. Watkins continues to live beyond October 2059, the payments will revert back to her, but she will not receive any monthly payments from November 2039 through October 2059.
Okay, but is she currently receiving payments, or do those payments begin at that time?
they begin at that time. Ms. Watkins has previously transferred payments, Your Honor.
Okay, so so she is not currently receiving anything, or is she?
She is not.
Okay, so the amount that she would receive, now what's this $90,009.35? That's the,
So let me just double check this, Your Honor.
at Exhibit C.
Yes. So Exhibit C is the disclosure statement, I believe you're looking at.
But it has,
And so if you look at so if you add up all the payments that she's seeking to transfer, 2039 to 2059, if she just took that $675 a month, put it into a closet, from 2039 to 2059, the total would be $162,000. Again, that's contingent on her living. If God forbid Ms. Watkins were to die before 2039, none of these payments would be received. Or if she died in 2045, she would only get the payments until she were living. So these are a little different. They're not guaranteed. They're life contingent.
okay,
There's a risk involved from my client's perspective. The discounted present value is 2%. That's based on a applicable federal rate that's provided on a website related to IRS taxing of annuities. And that amount for this is $90,000.
that's the taxable amount?
Well, it's called it's a required disclosure that my client has to give under the Michigan Act.
Mhm.
And the required disclosure is the discount rate used by applying the applicable federal rate. And so the applicable federal rate is a rate used, it's disclosed on an IRS website.
Mhm.
And frankly, I think it's a misleading number, because I don't think anyone would ever get 2% transaction rate. So, but that's the rate that we have to disclose.
Okay, so but the
And
net,
my understanding, Judge, is that 2% is, so if there were an annuity and they had to tax like an estate, if there was an estate tax and there was an annuity, they would find the discounted rate using 2%.
Mhm.
And so they would tax that amount to tax the annuity.
Okay.
That's my understanding. Again, it's a requirement that we have to disclose. I think it's a misleading number.
Okay.
I think the most appropriate number to look at is, for this case, the actual discount rate is 11.34%. Under the
Okay.
Michigan Act, that rate needs to be under 25%.
Gotcha. And you're only discounting at 11%, correct?
11%, which is for a life contingent payment, is,
It's-
I would
okay.
argue it's very low. I've been doing this for 15 years now, and I would argue it's low.
Okay, and but the ultimate payout to Ms. Watkins is $7,990. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you prepared to void, dear Ms. Watkins?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Mr. Tragos?
Thank you. Please state your name again for the record.
Kiera Watkins.
And how old are you, Ms. Watkins?
I'm 31.
Okay. And you currently live in Wayne County, Michigan?
I do.
Okay. And you live there with your 4 children, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Watkins, we're here today because you're seeking to transfer life contingent payments, monthly payments, each in the amount of $675, beginning November 2039 through October 2059. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in exchange for those payments, you've agreed to accept from my client $7,990. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that equates to an interest rate of 11.34%. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Watkins, you also understand that you will not receive any payments until the year 2059, as long as you're living at that time.
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Okay. And it's my understanding that due to COVID-19 pandemic, you had to stay at home to take care of your children. So now you're using the money to catch up on schooling, debt, and rent.
And bills and stuff, yes.
Okay. And you do have a job, but you were unable to work because you had to stay home with your children during that time.
Yeah, I do still have a job. I just can't go back until the kids, the daycares and the schools open back up. Until that happens, I have to be here with them because I have nobody to watch them. I'm a single mother, so.
Okay. And so do you believe that entering into this transaction to receive this money now, as opposed to the money over until the year 2059, do you believe that it's in your best interest as well as your children's best interest?
Yes,
Okay.
otherwise I wouldn't have done it.
Okay. And do you wish for the court to approve of the transaction?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, that's all I have for Ms. Watkins.
Okay, I just want to reiterate, Ms. Watkins, you understand that taking this money now keeps you from getting anything from the time frame of, I think it's 2034 to 2059, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
2039, Your Honor, to 2050.
I'm sorry, 2039 to 2059. And you believe it's in your best interest at this time to do this?
Yes.
Okay. That being said, the court is satisfied with the proofs placed on the record, and the court will approve the transfer of the funds to Ms. Watkins. And as usual, Mr. Tragos will look for the documents to be exchanged and the order presented to the court.
Very good, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Ms. Watkins?
No.
Okay. Thank you very much. You're excused. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So now, do you think we're going to be able to get Mr. Bronner back, or because he didn't check back in?
He hasn't checked back in?
No.
I can give him another call. I'm surprised.
I'm going to leave this recording this time. I don't care. So just record right through everything so we don't have any mishaps.
Better safe than sorry.
And that's correct.
Hi, Mr. Bronner. Are you able to go back onto the Zoom? Okay. Did you try to go back, try and reboot your app and then go back on and put in the ID again?
Yeah, just tell him, because I think maybe because he ended, he might not, but he'll have to put the ID back in all over again.
Yeah. That's what happened. He said he's been removed. So
Right.
yeah, I think you need to reboot it. Maybe shut down your phone entirely, Mr. Bronner, start it back up, and then, well, that's fine as well, because you'll have to put the ID back in. So, okay.
Is he on a computer? He's on his phone?
Are you on your phone, Mr. Bronner? Yeah, he's on his phone.
Because I know if he went in through 3RDCC, Mr. Tragos, you know what I'm talking about when you go in through the court website?
Yes, I do know, Judge. But he's telling me, I'm sorry, Mr. Bronner, what were you saying? Okay, why don't you I would turn your phone off entirely, okay? And then start back fresh and try it that way, okay? Okay, thank you. He's gonna shut down and try and we'll see if.
Because what I might have to do is once we finish with this last person, I might have to go in and set up another meeting for him.
Restart, okay.
Yeah, so let's, if he doesn't get in this time, what we'll do is after we finish with, and I think that was Mr. Who was his name?
Walter Lewis.
Mr. Who was it? Mr. Lewis?
Lewis,
Okay,
the one that ends in 900.
okay. So we'll do Mr. Lewis, and then I might have to go back in and reschedule a meeting for him, and then he'll be able to get back in.
Makes sense.
Okay, Ms. Clifton, we can try to do Mr. Lewis, and then I'll
Okay.
go and stuff But we'll confirm that once we finish with Mr. Lewis. I think he has us on mute, Ms. Clifton.
Here he is. Can you unmute yourself, Mr. Lewis?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it working? Hello?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Hello, Your Honor.
Mr. Lewis.
Okay. This is case number 20005900 PZ in Gray Trellis Lake.
Okay. Council appearance for the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. James Tragos, appearing on behalf of Trellis Lake.
And sir, would you please state your name for the record? Could you state your name, sir? Yes,
Arthur Lewis?
thank you. Mr. Tragos?
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here today. Mr. Lewis is seeking to transfer life contingent payments to my client, specifically life contingent payments in the amount of $500 each, beginning May of 2020 through April of 2030. Your Honor, the purchase price has been increased due to the lag in time. The purchase price has been increased to $24,171.87, which equates to a discount rate at 24.99%.
Now, are these contingent payments again, Mr. Tragos?
Yeah. They are contingent payments. Mr. Lewis would only receive these payments from over approximately the next 10 years, so long as Mr. Lewis is living during this time frame.
Okay.
And then beyond April of 2021, the payments will revert back to him.
2031? You said 20.
Yeah. You are
Okay.
correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So back to the May of 2031, they would revert back to him.
Yeah. Oh, actually, May of 2030. May of 2030.
May 2030? Okay. And because I was trying to find the aggregate amount. Wait, here it is. The aggregate amount was 60,000, correct?
That's correct. If you add up the total payments he's selling from 2020 to 2030, it is 60,000.
Okay. All right. Mr. Lewis, would you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Tragos.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tragos is going to ask you some questions. Mr.
Thanks,
Tragos.
ma'am.
Please state your name, sir.
Walter T. Lewis.
And how old are you, sir?
I am 48.
And Mr. Lewis, we are here today because you're seeking to transfer life contingent payments, each in the amount of $500, beginning May of 2020 through April of 2030. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in exchange for those payments, you've agreed to accept from my client $24,171.87. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you understand that equates to a discount rate of 24.99%.
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Lewis, you currently have one child under the age of 18, age 12.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. And
Yeah.
I did speak with you prior to the hearing, Mr. Lewis. You indicated to me that you're seeking to use the money to move from you're currently living at your mother's house. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you wish to have the money to purchase a property. Is that correct?
I want to purchase a property.
Okay. And you currently receive disability benefits monthly. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm on disability.
Okay. And what type of disability do you have, Mr. Lewis?
My right leg, my back, and that's it basically. Right, my lawsuit was part of, you know,
Okay, but they are physical disabilities. They're not mental disabilities. Is that correct?
no.
So,
I'm
I
bipolar. No, I'm bipolar, sir.
you're bipolar. Okay. Are you on medication for your bipolar?
Yes,
Okay. And do you handle all your own financial affairs, Mr. Lewis? Is that correct?
yeah, yes, yeah.
Okay. Do you have a guardian appointed to handle your financial affairs?
No,
No. Okay. And so you are mentally competent. Is that correct, Mr. Lewis?
yeah,
Okay. And Mr. Lewis, do you believe that entering into this transaction is in your best interest?
yes, definitely.
Okay. And you have, in the past, you sold payments before. Is that correct?
Yes, but it's been a while.
Okay. But you understand the process and you understand you're giving up money in the future to receive less money now.
Yes,
Okay. And you wish for the court to approve of the transaction, Mr. Lewis?
yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, that's all I have for Mr. Lewis.
Okay, Mr. Lewis, I just want to reiterate what Mr. Tragos asked you. Do you believe it's in your best interest at this time to transfer the funds in the amount of $24,171.87 in lieu of you receiving $500 a month over the next 10 years, which would add up to $60,000? Do you believe that's in your?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're,
Honor.
I'm sorry?
I say yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you're in full control of all your faculties. You're doing this freely and voluntarily, correct?
Yes,
And
yes, Your Honor.
no one has forced you into this, and no one has made you any other promises in lieu of this agreement.
No, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Okay, the court is satisfied, and the court will approve the transfer of funds as outlined by Mr. Tragos. And Mr. Tragos, as always, will look for the appropriate paperwork to be exchanged in the order presented to the court. Mr. Lewis, do you have any questions for the court?
No, no. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, and you are excused.
You have a beautiful day.
You too as well. Thank you. Bye now.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay, we have Mr. Tragos and Ms. Clifton. Can you determine who that is? I don't know if that's
Okay,
Miss.
I'll have to bring them in. Okay.
That's fine.
Hello, this is Judge Gibson's courtroom. May I have your name, please? Telephone number, please.
Walter
Mr.
Browning?
Okay, this is Mr. Bronner.
Okay, Mr. Brown. Sorry for the confusion. We're gonna have to recall the case and just take the proofs again that Mr. Tragos, the question he asked me, because apparently I wasn't recording it at the time, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Clifton?
Okay, yes, ma'am. This is case number 20005016 PZ in Ray CBC Settlement Funding LLC.
Okay, counsel appearance for the record?
James Tragos, appearing on behalf of CBC Settlement Funding LLC.
Okay, and sir, would you please put your full name on the record?
Walter Browning?
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Brown, would you again raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Tragos is going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Mr. Tragos?
Mr. Bronner, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bronner, how old are you, sir?
24.
And you currently reside in Wayne County, Michigan, correct?
Yes.
And we're here today, Mr. Bronner, because you're seeking to transfer 16 quarterly payments of $2,418.56, beginning January 2021 through and including October 2024. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in exchange for those payments, you've agreed to accept from my client $22,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that represents a discount rate of 24.97%. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Bronner, you have two children, ages 4 and 3. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you have shared custody with the children?
Yes.
Okay. And it's my understanding, Mr. Bronner, you're using the money to purchase a vehicle, pay off some debts, and make home repairs to an investment property. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Bronner, do you believe that entering into this transaction is in your best interest as well as the best
Yes.
interest of your children?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, that's all I have for Mr. Bronner.
Okay. Now, once again, Mr. Brown, you do believe that this is in your best interest,
Yes.
and you understand that you'll be giving up, you still will receive monthly payments, but on a quarterly basis every year, meaning 4 times a year, you will not receive your monthly allotment due to the fact that you're giving up the right to $2,418.56
Yes.
between 2021 and 2030.
Yes.
Okay,
But in 2024, Judge.
I'm sorry, 2024, I can't remember, right, 2024 to 2030, is that correct, to 2030, Mr. Triggle?
No, Judge, 2021 to 2024 is what he is transferring.
Okay, let me restate this then. He's transferring the funds in the amount of $2,418.56 on a quarterly basis that he would receive from the periods of 2021, January 2021 through January 2024. Is that correct?
Yeah, October
Yes.
of 2024.
October 2024? Okay. And Mr. Ron, you are fully aware of this, correct?
Yes.
And you understand that you'll still receive the balance of your payments the other 8 months of a year?
Yes.
Okay. And you agree to compromise the amount from, what was the overall? Did we talk about the overall amount here, Mr. Aggregate amount?
I don't know if we did, Judge. It is $38,696.96.
Right, and that'd be compromised down to 22,000. And you're in agreement with that, Mr. Bronner, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that being said, the court is satisfied and the court will approve the transfer as outlined. And as I indicated to you before, Mr. Tragos will get you the appropriate paperwork, and Mr. Tragos will look for the order to be submitted to the court. Thank you again for calling back in, Mr. Bronner.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Your excuse, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Tragos, we have the one we have, who is that?
Joseph Tate at 3:30, Judge.
Okay, so do you want to call back in?
I think so. I tried to get a hold of him earlier today when I found out we might be able to do them quicker. I haven't reached him yet. So if I don't reach him before 3:30, then I'll just come in at 3:30.
Okay, well, let's just do that. I'll go ahead and sign off now, and we can just plan to come in a little bit before 3:30 for his case.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
Stop recording.
Am I okay to leave, Judge?
Yes, you are. Thank you. Your excuse, sir. Thank you very much.